We are missing the play-by-play for the first batter of the game, Roger Metzger, who was struck out by Sutton. The game begins with Joe Morgan at bat.
Line up even with the grass. Raking the ground with his feet. Wills at shortstop straight away. The pitch to Morgan, off speed, is a little low, 2-2. Sutton not using many fastballs so far. Off speed pitches on the curveball. Lefevre gets the nod at second base tonight. Alston figuring that Billingham is tough on right-hand batters, so he puts Lefevre in there with the left-hand bat. All right, a 2-2 pitch coming up to Morgan. Down it comes. Foul out of play, and the count stays 2-2. Big crowd, might be the largest of the year. The Dodgers have drawn 3 crowds this year over 50,000. They have passed the 2 million mark in attendance. Joe Morgan waiting, 2 balls, 2 strikes as Don Sutton looks again for the sign. Outfield straight away. Normal depth pitch. High inside, ball 3, 3-2. So the pesky Joe Morgan works the count out full. He walked last night, singled, all on an error and triple. Night before, 2 walks. 3-2 to him. Little Joe about 5'7", 5'8". Here's the pitch on the way. He walked him. So Morgan draws a walk, and that'll bring on Cedeno, and we'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
This is KTAR, Phoenix, Arizona.
Here's the place we say, have a happy day.
Cedeno coming up now. Cesar hitting .264 with 10 home runs, 81 runs batted in. Cedeno last night had 2 hits and a sacrifice fly. 20-year-old center fielder for the Astros. Morgan, a good base runner, is on at first base. Joe this year has stolen 38 bases. He's been caught 9 times. So the Dodgers look for Morgan to try to run here in the first inning. Sutton ready, and a throw over there again, and he gets back. Buckner is playing first. Cedeno at bat, Watson on deck. Ball game is in the top of the first. The Astros are at bat. There he goes. Pitch out. Throw down by Sims. He's safe. The ball goes through under Will's glove. Sims bounced the throw under Will's glove, and despite the pitch out, Morgan steals it. For Joe Morgan, number 39. Sims called the pitch out, but his throw was on the first base side and under Will's glove. Wills had to go out to get it into the sliding runner, and he couldn't get it. It bounced under him. Backed up by Lefevre. So Morgan is on second. Cedeno is at bat. 1 out here in the first inning, and Sutton now trying to keep the Astros from the scoreboard here in the very first inning. All right, Don looks for a sign from Duke Sims. Here's the check and the look and the pitch. In tight for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Bobby Watson on deck. We're in the first inning. Sutton struck out Metzger. He walked Morgan, and Morgan promptly stole second. 2-0 the count. All right, waiting is Sutton. Cedeno swings the bat back and forth. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Tap to the left side as he checks his swing. Wills has to hurry. Up with it. His throw is in time on a good play. On the play, Morgan goes to third. Wills had to really hurry on a check swing roller to him, and Buckner stayed on the bag until the last second to handle the throw. So Cedeno is out. Morgan is at third, and here's Bobby Watson at bat. So Cedeno was fooled on the breaking ball and tapped it slowly on a check swing to shortstop. The Giants go down in order in the second inning. No score. Roberts against Marichal in San Diego. The Astros have a threat here in the first inning, and local boy is back home to try to haunt them. Bobby Watson, he did that last night with 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Drove in a big run in the first game. Bobby taps this one foul out of play, strike 1. Watson, a product of Fremont High School. He and Willie Crawford were high school teammates, along with Bobby Tolan. A .291 average for Bobby. 9 home runs, 66 runs batted in. All right, Don Sutton, hands on his knees, looking in. Morgan a lead down the line from third. Don looks over there. Now into the windup and the pitch to Watson. Fastball is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the first inning at Dodger Stadium. Game number 162, and the Dodgers hope they'll play another one or more. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch to Bob. Strike on a fastball at the inside corner. Good pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bobby Watson. He might have been looking for something else that time. Fastball nicked the inside corner to him. Big Bob in there. They call him the Bull. Again, Morgan down the line and Sutton into a full windup. Pitch on the way. Tap to the right side. Buckner has this one. He'll run to the bag. Underhand to Sutton in time, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, and a man left on, and the score at the end of a half inning. Astros nothing, Dodgers coming up.
Spark plugs, valves, carburetor, critical parts of your car's engine. Know what happens when you don't keep them clean? Your engine gets sluggish, and it doesn't perform like it should. And your gas mileage takes a tumble. How do you keep these critical parts clean without an overhaul? Well, it's really easy. With Super 76, Union Oil's premium blend gasoline. Super 76 has 5 engine cleaners. 5. To keep your engine clean and running like it should. A clean engine means clean air. So why don't you drive in where you see the big orange Union 76 ball and fill it up with Super 76. That's the spirit. The spirit of 76 lives at Union Oil.
Now we go to the bottom of the first inning with Jack Billingham tuning up. And boy, Jack has been very, very sharp lately. He won his last start over the Padres 5-1. He's beaten the Giants a couple of times. He's won 4 of his last 5 starts. He beat the Giants 1-0 September the 4th. The Reds September the 10th 1-0. The Giants 3-1 on September 21st, and the Padres 5-1. His only loss in September was to the Dodgers 9-2 on September the 1st, and to the Braves on September the 15th. So he has 4 victories and an earned run average of 0.50, 2 earned runs in 36 innings. So Jack Billingham has really been going.
Leading off for your Los Angeles Dodgers, number 30, shortstop,
Jack Billingham, who broke in with the Dodgers as a free agent in 1961. Spent about 8 years in the Dodger organization, including 1 season with the Dodgers, and then he was picked up in the expansion draft by Montreal. Billingham pitches to Wills. Fastball is low, 1 ball and no strikes. He was Montreal's number 1 pitching choice in the draft in 1968, and then was traded off to Houston. Billingham, big, tall right-hander, winds and delivers. Wills gets a chopper over the mound in front of second. Morgan has it. Throw to first in time, and Wills is out. So 1 away on a bouncer to second. 1 up, 1 down, and Billy Buckner coming up, hitting .279, 5 home runs, and 40 runs batted in. For the Dodgers, it has not been easy. Tonight, it will not be easy. Jack Billingham has really come around in the month of September. Kind of nail him here. Jack is from Orlando, Florida. He was with the Dodgers in 1968, and he was in 50 games and won 3 and lost none. Curve is outside, ball 1. He was with Spokane for 3 years, 65, 66, and 67. He has been a relief pitcher most of the time while he was in the Dodger organization and became a starter last year with Houston. He was in 52 games in 69 and 46 games last year. Ground ball foul outside of first, and the count to Buckner goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Billingham last year had 13 wins and 9 losses and an earned run average of 3.9. So Jack Billingham working to the Dodgers in the first inning, he against Don Sutton. And both trying to get over first inning butterflies. Don got over his. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Buckner, lined at shortstop, caught by Metzger. Soft line drive to the shortstop. 2 down, and Willie Davis the batter. Willie hitting .311 on the year. The Padres go out in order in the second inning, and the score at the end of 2 innings, San Diego nothing and the Giants nothing, as Willie Mays comes up. Want free coffee November 1st? Join the grand opening of Union 76's new Ontario 500 auto truck stop across from the Ontario Speedway on I-10. First pitch to Davis is in for a strike. Willie has hit safely in 19 of his last 22 ball games. 28 for 94. Here's the pitch on the way to Willie. Low, check it on the corner for strike 2 at the knees. He backed off, and Landis said strike 2. There are 2 outs in the first. No score. Game number 162. That's all they print up on the schedule for the regular season. Davis swings and misses on a curve, and down he goes. Willie Davis strikes out. The Dodgers are out in order in the first inning. 3 up and 3 down, and the score at the end of 1 inning of play. Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing.
Schlitz, Milwaukee in the world. Get one chance at life, so you reach for all the gusto you can, right down to the beer you drink. That means Schlitz. When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
Now we go to the second. Wynn, Alou, and Menke against Don Sutton. The Astros had a walk in the first inning and put Joe Morgan around as far as third base, and that was all, as they got Watson to ground out. Jimmy Wynn coming on, and for Jim it's been a very disappointing year. His average at .207 with 7 home runs and 44 runs batted in. Fan appreciation night here at Dodger Stadium, and many prizes being given out to the fans, and we'll have some major prizes awarded after the game. The Dodgers hope to award the fans a big prize, and that would be a trip to San Francisco for the team. That can only come about if they win and if the San Diego Padres cooperate and win too. All right, here's Jimmy Wynn at bat. Second inning, Jim, right-hand hitter, takes high with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. It is a breezy evening, and if you are superstitious, you would say, well, the Dodgers are in a ballpark tonight that might be reminiscent of Candlestick Park. The flags are at right angles, blowing from left across toward right. So maybe they're getting tuned up for a trip up north. They hope so. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 1, 1-1. It is not cold, but it is windy. And for the first time this year, balls hit to right field will be assisted by the wind. Now Don Sutton into the windup, and his pitch to Wynn. Foul to the dugout on the right side, and they scatter out of there. Strike 2 to Wynn. He was a little late on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the second. Alou is on deck, and Menke to follow. Sutton working, 16-12 on the year. Now Jimmy Wynn waits again. They play Wynn slightly to the left. Sutton set, deals it off. Struck him out. Good breaking ball, and down goes Wynn. Swing and a miss for Jimmy, and that is strikeout number 2 for Don Sutton. And here now is Jesus Alou. Alou hitting .280 on the year. Against the Dodgers, though, he's hitting .333. He has 10 for 30 against the Dodgers. But he has really been pesky against them. Alou stepping in. The Giants have 2 down in the third inning. And Henderson is the batter. Here's Alou stepping in now. Sutton looks in, takes a sign. Alou holds that bat straight up. Takes a fastball low, 1 ball, no strikes. Last night, Alou, in his last turn at bat, hit left-handed. He's been fooling around that way in batting practice. It's Dave Roberts and Juan Marichal in San Diego. Sutton and Billingham here. Foul on the ground behind the plate, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out. The Giants have won 89, lost 72. The Dodgers 88 and 73. The Giants are all out in the third at the end of 2.5, no score. Roberts and Marichal. There's a pitch high, and Alou dropped his bat and made a motion as if he were kicking a field goal. That pitch was coming up there. The changeup came up there, and he dropped his bat in the batter's box. Boy, he's always moving around. He's really a pixie. 2-1 the count. Sutton ready. Wines delivers off speed, and he drops it again, and the pitch is low. Ball 3, 3-1. So Alou keeps dropping his bat in the batter's box. Twists his neck. Looks like he has a nervous twitch, but he's had that all of his life. All right, 3-1 to Alou. Sutton delivers. Popped up, foul, off to the right of the plate. Sims getting a bead on it. He's there now and has it for the out. 2 outs. Menke will be the batter. Dennis hitting .249 with 1 home run and 43 runs batted in. The Astros are in 5th. They are 10 games back. They have won 79 and lost 82. So they are hoping to salvage something from their season by being the spoilers here tonight. They whacked the Dodgers last night 11-0, while the Padres were losing in overtime to San Diego and Nate Colbert's home run 4-1. All right, Menke waiting. Don Sutton ready to go with it here in the 2nd inning. The windup and down it comes. Foul on a half swing. Ellen skids past first base coach Hub Kittle. Strike 1 to Menke. Menke playing third base. Doug Rader is out of action for the remainder of the year. He has been out about 3 weeks now with a shoulder operation. So Menke plays third. He's a good handyman. He's played short, second, third, and first. Plays all the spots. He can play the outfield, too, if need be. Curve is low, ball 1. 1-1 the count to Menke. Johnny Edwards, the catcher, is due up next. The Dodgers went out in order, 1-2-3. Dillingham set them down easily. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Fly ball to center field. Willie Davis right there. Moves in a step or two. The wind has it now. Willie comes on in, and he makes the catch. Boy, the wind is really moving it. That's the first fly ball we've seen tested by the wind, and it moved that ball right toward the infield. Side out, 1, 2, 3, and the score at the end of 1.5. Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing.
Have you ever paced off the meat department in your market? Well, chances are it's a longer hike than home plate to first base. You have an endless number of choices for your family dinners, so many, in fact, that you may overlook one of the most satisfying meats you can serve, and I mean sausage. Some people think of sausage strictly for breakfast, but it has everything going for it as a supper meat, too, particularly Farmer John's sausage. It's strictly fresh and fresh tasting, not like sausage that's been frozen or brought in cold storage. Farmer John makes it with only the finest, freshest corn-fed pork. And he uses all the best meat, not just the trimmings. Then the good farmer seasons his sausage to an old-time Western recipe for a delectably delicious Western flavor all its own. And to top it off, Farmer John gives you a choice. Tender, tasty, skinless style links and sausage in a roll you slice into patties. Farmer John's sausage for supper. Try it soon. It's the easternmost in quality and the westernmost in flavor.
In San Diego, they have a huge crowd there. We have a huge crowd here. So the National League pennant race being settled in Southern California, in Los Angeles and in San Diego, and the baseball fans have turned out en masse. We'll have a total of perhaps over 80,000 in the two cities tonight. Here is Richie Allen at bat now as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. Allen, Mota, and Crawford. Rich Allen hitting .295, and Richie, who was at .299 several times, has fallen back now, and any hopes of catching the 300 mark are almost gone. He'd have to have at least 5 for 5 tonight. Pitches inside with a curve, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count to Rich. 23 home runs and 90 runs batted in. His lifetime average is .298. Big Jack Dillingham winds, delivers. Curve, low, ball 2, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Dillingham 1-3 with the Dodgers this year and 3-5 lifetime. A breezy night here in Dodger Stadium. Crisp, clear, cool. 2-0 count. Allen waits. Now the pitch by Dillingham. Low again, ball 3, and it's a 3-ball and no strike count. In San Diego, the Padres have 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd and no score there. Marichal and Roberts. Roberts has never beaten the Giants. Here's a strike to Allen, 3-1. He took a fastball. 3 balls and a strike to Richie. We're in the 2nd. They play him around to the left and deep. It'll be tough to hit one to left field here tonight, the way the wind is blowing. Straight across left to right. Foul, tapped away behind the plate, and the count stays 3-2 to Allen. Richie back in there. The Padres are retired in the 3rd. No score at the end of 3. Marichal and Roberts. Allen takes a curve, strike 3 called. He's out of strikes. Strikeout number 2 for Dillingham. And Manny Mota will be the batter. Manny hitting .316. 34 runs batted in for Manny. Allen got the count to 3-0 and then is called out on strike. So Jack Dillingham has had a great month of September. Trying to close out the Dodgers here. Now they're trying to get the left fielder to move up. Here's a breaking ball for a strike. They bring Alou up, and now they also bring Cedeno over a little bit into right center, figuring that Mota might try to go to the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Billingham ready. 1 ball, no strikes, and Mota bunts foul, and that makes it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Manny. Menke at third, Metzger at short, Morgan at second, Watson is at first base. In the outfield, Alou in left, Cedeno in center, and around and right is Jimmy Wynn. Edwards is the catcher, and Billingham doing the pitching. No score, no hits in the game. 1 base runner, Morgan, who walked, stole second, took third on a ground out. Now Billingham delivers. A swing and a miss, strike 2. Good fastball. The first game of the series was a pitching classic between Don Wilson and Bill Singer. And the Dodgers' first hit came in the 6th inning. Their first base runner was Duke Sims, who hit a home run to tie the game. The Dodgers then went on to win it in the 8th. All right, Billingham 1-2 to Mota. Ground ball to third base. Menke scoops this one up, flips across in time, and it's 2 outs as Mota grounds to third. That'll bring on Willie Crawford. He flied to right. Last night, he's up now, hitting .281, playing right field. 10 home runs, 74 runs batted in. 2 down in the second. Willie has had a good year. A lot better year than he thought he was going to have that bleak day in Florida this past spring. Willie takes a fastball for strike in around the 5s on the inside corner. Billingham mixes them around. He has a good sinking fastball and a good breaking pitch. He was a relief pitcher until last year. There's a swing and a miss at a good curve. Strike 2. He really had Willie going after one that time. He broke off a dandy. Big Jack Billingham. He has won 10, lost 15. Now it's 0-2. Crawford waiting. Bottom of the second. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Fastball in there, and Crawford is down on strikes. Billingham gets his 3rd strikeout, and the way Billingham is throwing, the Dodgers have their hands full tonight. 3 up and 3 down, the score at the end of 2 innings of play. Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing.
Yes, sir.
This is it. This is the day. I can feel it in my bones.
Arthritis?
No, little girl, this is the day I fly to L.A.
On Hughes Air West.
On Hughes Air West.
Have you flown us before to Los Angeles?
Many times, my dear, from here to there without a care.
Then you know you have a choice of 4 L.A. area airports.
4 airports?
Yes, sir. Burbank, Santa Ana, Ontario.
Ontario?
And L.A. International.
Holy Mojave. You mean I can land in Ontario? That's where my meeting is.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've always landed at L.A. International. That's going to save me one heck of a long drive.
That's right.
How long has Hughes Air West been flying to 4 L.A. airports?
Oh, a long time, sir.
Well, I can't get over it. Just think, Hughes Air West jets to Ontario Airport.
Sir, remember your arthritis.
Only Hughes Air West jets you nonstop to Ontario and saves you the long drive from L.A. International. For flight information, call Hughes Air West or a travel agent.
The old man, Willie Mays, has just doubled off the center field fence in San Diego, and Fuentes has scored, and the Giants lead the Padres 1-0. Fuentes singled to open the inning in the 4th, and Mays doubled over Jeter's head to the fence in center. So Mays is tired, and he's had a tough September, puts the Giants in front, and McCovey will be the batter. All right, here is Johnny Edwards at bat in the 3rd inning. Edwards hitting .230. Left-hand batter with 1 home run and 23 RBIs. Here's the pitch by Don Sutton. Fastball is a strike, 0-1. So the Giants have scored first in San Diego. A single by Fuentes, a double by Mays. McCovey is at bat. All right, Edwards waiting. 0-1 pitch on the way. Line drive, base hit to left center field over the head of shortstop Maury Wills. So Edwards has the first hit of the game. A single to left center, and here's Jack Billingham coming up. All right, Billingham coming up. We'll see how the Astros play it now. Will they have Billingham bunt at this stage of the game? Billingham is hitting .125 on the year. He has 9 hits and 3 runs batted in. Allen is in at third in case the bunt is on. On deck is Metzger. One out now for San Diego. McCovey flied. There's a bunt up the first base side, and on it is Sims. And it hit Billingham, I believe, and if it did, well, they're going to have to bring the runner back. Whether Sims tagged Billingham going by, that's probably what happened. He tagged him going by. Sims fielded the ball and tagged Billingham going along, so the sacrifice is catcher unassisted. So down to second base goes Edwards on the bunt, and here is Metzger coming up. So Billingham bunts it out in front of the plate. Sims picked it up and tagged him going by. All right, Metzger struck out his first time up. Don Sutton set again now, ready to pitch to the leadoff man. Throws high, 1 ball, no strikes. Edwards on second base in the third inning, and no score. The Giants lead now in San Diego, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Tap to the right side. Lefevre comes in, gets a nice hop. Throws in time. There are 2 outs, and on the out, Edwards takes third. So again, the Astros have a runner at third base. They had Morgan arrive at third in the first inning with 2 out. Here's Morgan at bat now with a runner at third base, Edwards with 2 out. Morgan walked his first time up. Dave Kingman has hit a home run for the Giants, and the Giants lead 3-0. Dave Kingman, ex-SC player, gives them a 3-run lead with a 2-run homer. Here's the pitch on the way to Morgan. Curve is high, ball 1. So Kingman, who came up in midseason from Arizona, from Phoenix, drills a home run, and the Giants lead 3-0. A single, a double, and a home run against Dave Roberts. The Giants are jumping up and down in their dugout, needless to say. All right, Sutton working to Morgan here in the third inning. The pitch on the way. Low for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. So Dave Roberts, who has never beaten the Giants, is behind now 3-0, and they're in the fourth inning. Don Sutton working, infield back, 2 outs. Morgan waiting, 2-0 count. That one's high, ball 3, and I don't know what it is about Morgan. He has drawn a lot of walks in this series. Of course, he's not a big target, but he's not that small either. So the Dodgers work carefully to him. The Giants have staked Marichal to a 3-run lead. There's a pop-up on the left side. Should be a play. Allen across the line in the coaching box. Under it now, and the inning is over. Allen handles it. Morgan fouls out. Side retired, no runs, and a hit, and a man left. And the score at the end of 2.5, Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing.
To be good at anything, really good, you usually find it takes 2 things, training and spirit. And there's a fellow in your neighborhood who has the best of both. Your Union 76 certified serviceman. He's a real pro with real professional training, too, because for each certified service stripe he wears on his arm, he's had special training at Union Certified Service Training School. Up to 6 weeks of concentrated specialized study for each stripe he wears. Look for the stripes he wears. Brakes, wheel alignment, tune-ups, air conditioning. If he's wearing the stripe, you know he's a pro. And he has great spirit, too. He's proud of the job he can do, and you can trust him to do it right. Because that's what Union Certified Service is all about. So next time your car needs servicing, take it to your Union 76 certified serviceman. And you'll like his spirit. The spirit of 76 lives at Union Oil.
Jimmy Lefevre, Duke Sims, and Don Sutton now coming up in the third inning. Dave Roberts, who has a bad back, is in trouble, and he is on the verge of coming out of the game in San Diego. Dietz has a single after the home run by Kingman. And now Gomez is coming to the mound. And Roberts is coming out of the game. Dave Kingman is in the game, playing tonight. Bobby Bonds, who pulled up lame, could not play, so Kingman gets a chance to play. He's been playing a lot, and boy, he really made the most of it with a big home run. Here's Lefevre now facing Jack Billingham. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Jimmy. It's in for strike 0-1. 0-1 the count here. We're in the third inning. Lefevre, Sims, and Sutton. And down in San Diego, the Giants, 3 still batting in the fourth inning. Steve Arlen will be the new pitcher. Lefevre swings and fouls it away. Strike two. 0-2 the count. Needless to say, 3 runs with Marichal is a big hill for the Padres to have to climb. Means they have to make 4 to win. Strike two count. Now waiting is Lefevre. Billingham set again. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we're down to the last scheduled game of the year, number 162 for the 4 clubs involved. All right, 1-2 count. The pitch on the way to Jimmy. Bounced over the middle, behind second. Base hit to center field. So Lefevre grounds a single to center. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Hello, this is Harry Lorkey reminding you I'll be here with all the sports stuff right after this hockey game here on KTAR Phoenix from the Big Apple.
Here's Duke Sims at bat now, hitting .275. 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Don Sutton on deck. No score, each side with a base hit now. The Dodgers have their first base runner as Lefevre opens up with a single to center field. Here's the stretch now by Billingham. Sims waiting, and the pitch to Duke. Breaking ball is low, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. We're in the 3rd inning, last half. Again, Lefevre moves off. Billingham checks again. Here's the pitch on the way to Sims. Taken high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the reading. A breezy night here in Dodger Stadium. September the 30th. Touch of fall in the air. You can feel it. At Billingham, ready to work again. Sims, left-hand hitter up there. They play him almost straight away, slightly to the right. Here's the pitch. In high, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. So 3-0 count to Duke Sims, last half of the 3rd inning. Three balls, no strikes. Sims waiting again. Lefevre moves away from first base. Billingham went 3-0 to Allen before he struck him out. This one is in there for strike 3-1. Now Sims has a look at third base coach Danny Ozark. See if he's going to swing away or not. 3-1. Once again, Billingham coming out of a stretch. Jack working slowly now in this spot. Here's the pitch. Sims takes high, ball 4. He's on with a walk. So the Dodgers have 2-1 with nobody out. Down to second goes Lefevre. Coming to bat will be Don Sutton, who goes back now for words of advice from Walter Alston. We'll have a little action now in the bullpen for Houston out in right field. Giants leading 3-0, and they're still batting in the 4th inning with 2 out. Now Sutton coming up. The Dodgers have 2 on with nobody out here in the 3rd inning. All right. Sutton is in. Watson at first base playing in. Menke playing in. The Dodgers trying to get the bunt down, and Sutton will have to make it a good one with men on runner at second. A bunt toward first base, and it goes foul. Not too much speed on the bases for the Dodgers at this spot, so Sutton's bunt will have to be perfectly executed to stay out of a force play. He's trying to make Watson handle it, since he throws with the right hand. If he were a left-hand thrower, they might try to go to third base, and he still might. But it's tough to get it by that pitcher who charges toward the third base line. All right, strike 1 count for Sutton. They still look for the bunt. Here's the stretch again of the look. And the bunt is on, and a swing and a looper hit a first base way foul. Sutton had a full swing on that one, but it was jammed with the pitch and looked at just foul off first base. So Sutton trying to swing and hit one past Watson, who was charging in. Fouled it away. The Astros had the infield moving that time with Metzger coming to third. They left second base open. Morgan coming to first. Now with 2 strikes, we'll see how the Dodgers play it. Sutton handles the bat quite well. He has 18 hits this year. Facing Jack Billingham. All right, now Billingham ready to go again. Here's the look in the pitch. He's around a bunt and fouls it away, and he's out on strikes. The Sutton can't bunt, fouls it off. And that's the fourth strikeout for Billingham. And Maury Wills will be the batter. One away, 2 on. No score here. A single by Lefevre to walk to Sims. And then Sutton unable to bunt, and he's out on strikes. The Giants are still batting in the 4th inning. They have 2 out, no further scoring. They lead 3-0. Marichal is the hitter. All right, Wills trying to get the Dodgers on the scoreboard. Maury grounded out his first time up. Here's Billingham set the pitch on the way to Maury. He wanted to bunt, let it go by. Ball 1. He was bunting for a base hit. Took it low. Side is retired for the Giants. They scored 3 runs, and they lead 3-0 at the end of 3.5 innings in San Diego. All right, Wills up there waiting. Our score 0-0, each side with 1 hit. Dodgers have their first threat going. Pitch on the way. Maury lines one to center. Base hit. Here comes Lefevre around third. He will stop there, and Cedeno with a great arm comes up throwing. The Dodgers have the bases loaded. Lefevre got a late start, but I don't think they would have sent him anyway. The ball was hit sharply to center field. Cedeno with a fine arm came up throwing, and he had to stop at third. So the Dodgers have the bases loaded with 1 out, and here's Billy Buckner at bat. He lined the short on the soft liner his first time up. And they're moving around now in the Houston bullpen. So the Giants have posted 3. The Dodgers are trying to get something against Houston now. For the Astros, George Culver is up, and they have another pitcher up also. All right, here's Buckner at bat. They play the infield halfway. Billy 0 for 1, hitting .279, 5 homers and 40 RBIs. The pitch to him. Outside, ball 1 with a breaking pitch. 1-1 the count. Now the windup in the pitch. Swung on a tap toward the mound. Billingham's play will be to the plate in time for a force out there. A little roller up the first base side of the mound, and they make the play on Lefevre at the plate. So Buckner grounds into a force out. Lefevre is out, 1-2. Pitcher to the catcher. Buckner is at first base. Wills is at second base, and Willie Davis the batter. Sims on third. Davis at bat, struck out his first time up. Dodgers trying to get a run in here. Breaking ball is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. One 1-0 count, bases loaded. 2 hits and a walk, but they're now 2 outs. Buckner tapped 1 to the mound. Billingham's play to the plate. Davis takes outside, ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. On deck, Richie Allen. Billingham, I don't think, liked the last call. He's going to take a little walk behind the mound. The Jack goes back on the grass. He's talking with second base umpire Harvey, I think, at long range. Now the 2-0 pitch to Willie. High, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Davis. Lefevre single. Sims walked. Sutton was out on strikes, bunting foul. Wills single to load the bases. Buckner grounded into a force out at the plate. It is now 3-0 to Davis. So Willie D up there now, trying to get a run in. Here's the pitch, 3-0. Low, whoops, strike ball. Willie's trying to go to first base, and he has to come back. Umpire Landis said, be right. So Davis, breaking to first, comes back in there. The way Willie broke away, you really thought that he thought it was a ball. Normally the hitter will bluff sometimes, but Willie got out of there like he thought it was ball 4. All right, 3-1. He might be swinging now. 3 on. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way. Ground foul off to the right. That ball looked like it was running in on him. Willie had a cut at it and fouled it away. 3-2. Now everybody runs with 2 outs. Meanwhile, at San Diego, the Padres down 3-0, trying to get back in the bottom of the fourth. Here we're in the third. Big crowd. Boy, what a season this has been. All right, Billingham working on Davis. Trying to keep from leaving them all stranded out there. Runners ready to go. 3-2 pitch by Billingham. Down it comes. Ground ball wide of first base. Watson has it. Underhand toss to Billingham in time. The side is retired. So Davis grounds out. First base, the pitcher covering. The Dodgers miss a big chance. No runs, 2 hits. And they leave 3. So we've gone through 3 innings here at Dodger Stadium. Vin Scully along with more play when we go to the fourth. The score, Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing.
Schlitz, Milwaukee and the world. Chance at life. And you gotta live it with all the gusto you can. In everything. Even the beer you drink. Schlitz. Why settle for less? When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
Well, we go to the fourth inning here at Dodger Stadium, and a very pleasant good evening to you, wherever you may be. Vin Scully along with Jerry Doggett, sending you the last game of the regular season, the Dodgers and the Astros. A rather strange evening here at Dodger Stadium, with a rather brisk wind blowing from left to right. Almost an ominous sign if you are superstitious, because if there ever was a touch of candlestick in San Francisco, it is with us tonight. In fact, at the end of the first inning, something happened here at Dodger Stadium I have never seen happen before, and it happened only because of the weather. We'll tell you about it in a minute as Don Sutton ready and delivers, and Cedeno fouls it off, 0-1. At the end of the first inning, Stan Landis and Tom Gorman huddled, the plate umpire and the senior umpire, Tommy Gorman with 21 years in the big leagues. And then Landis pantomimed to both the Astro bench and the Dodger bench. Sutton ready and comes back 0-1. Cedeno, right-hand hitter, bunts and fouls it. And let's see, he might have hit himself with the ball, and he did. So Cedeno is out on being hit by his own bunt. So give Duke Sims a foot out, 1 away, and the batter will be Bob Watson. If you know baseball and you follow the rules, I think you know that a pitcher is not allowed to go to his face or his mouth while he is on the mound. He's supposed to get on the grass. And if he does go to his face or mouth while on the mound, he is charged with a ball on the count to the batter. But it is cool here. Here's Watson, right-hand batter. Sutton brushing to Duke Sims. Now Don into the windup, and the right-hander delivers, and Watson pops it up in that tricky breeze. Bill Buckner, the first baseman, on the line, backs into foul ground and one-hands it for the second out. Anyway, Landis informed both benches that because of the cold weather, each pitcher may be allowed to blow on his hand. And you know the usual way, you curl your hand up as if you make a little tunnel in there, and then bring it up to your mouth and blow. And boy, if the Chamber of Commerce tried to suppress the information, it's out now. It's that cold in Los Angeles tonight. The pitchers are allowed to blow on their hands. Here's Jimmy Wynn, and he takes low, ball 1, 1-0. Breeze slanting from left to right. It's been with us since the start of the game. No score. We're in the fourth inning. Don Sutton ready and delivers. Fastball is hit to right field, slicing, and the wind is blowing it. Crawford will catch up to it on the track and make the catch. So Jimmy Wynn hit it a long way, but he comes up empty, and the Astros are out 1-2-3. The end of 3.5 innings, no score. A story's been going around the ballpark lately. I don't know whether there's any truth to it, but they say families here in the West are getting to bed earlier and earlier. It seems they go to bed earlier so they can get up earlier. And the reason they want to get up earlier is so they can enjoy Farmer John bacon sooner. Well, as I say, I don't know what truth there is to this. In fact, I have a feeling that Farmer John himself has been spreading the story around. Quite likely, because he's mighty proud of his bacon, and rightfully so. Everywhere he goes, people stop him and say things like, "Hey, Farmer John, just never tasted bacon like yours." Well, talk like this makes Farmer John very happy, and he tries even harder to provide us with the finest bacon money can buy. Bacon with a wonderfully winning Western flavor from the smoking. Well, that's about all we have to say, except we'd like to suggest that you too get to bed a bit earlier tonight. Then, after sweet dreams of Farmer John bacon, you can wake up sooner to the real thing.
303, B, 160.
As we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here at Dodger Stadium, no score in the ball game. The Dodgers no runs, 2 hits. They blew a chance when they missed a bunt in the third inning and left the bases loaded. The Astros no runs, 1 hit, a single by Johnny Edwards to open up the third. Now in the fourth, it'll be Richie Allen, followed by Manny Mota and Willie Crawford. In San Diego, they are in the fifth inning with 2 outs. The Giants are up, and the Giants are leading the Padres 3-0. And of course, if the Giants win in San Diego, they turn the lights out at Dodger Stadium no matter how well they play here. Fastball to Richie is low, ball 1, 1-0. Jack Billingham working to Johnny Edwards behind the plate. Stan Landis, 17 years in the big leagues, calling balls and strikes. Allen lines it down the left field line, base hit. Now, 1951, the most famous Giant Dodger pennant race. And he's here tonight. Mota bunts. Out to get it, Johnny Edwards picks it up and overruns the ball. And everybody's safe. It'll be a sacrifice and an error charge to Johnny Edwards. John was in such a hurry to scoop up the ball and throw, he came up with a handful of empty. And so runners at first and second with nobody out, and Willie Crawford the batter. Crawford struck out in the second inning. Jimmy Lefebvre on deck. And we'll see whether they have Willie Crawford bunting or not. The Astros think so. They have Bob Watson up in front of Manny Mota, and they pull up Menke a little at third. The outfield, however, is deep, and if anything, pinching the middle. They give Crawford the foul lines in either direction. He's around to bunt and has to get his left foot out of the way of a pitch that would have gotten him right on the toes. Ball 1. Richie Allen at second base. Manny Mota at first. No score, fourth inning. Long Jack Billingham, the ex-Dodger, trying to punch dents in their car tonight. Billingham at the belt, looks at his runners. Metzger bird-dogging Allen, and he lobs the throw to Roger, but Richie's back to the bag. One ball and no strikes to Willie Crawford. Now Watson and Menke are convinced he's bunting. They're well in on the grass. He's around to bunt. Billingham deals, and the bunt is missed. A bluff by Edwards sends Allen back to the bag in a hurry. 1-1. One and one, the count to Willie Crawford. Willie Mays in San Diego walked, stole second. When the Padres left third base unoccupied, he kept on going and went over to there. So Mays is at third with 2 out on the Cubbies at the plate. Pitch to Crawford outside, ball 2, 2-1. So the Dodgers and Astros are scoreless in the fourth. The Giants are leading the Padres 3-0 in the fifth, and with 2 out, Mays is at third. 2-1 to Crawford. The worst thing possible happened to the Dodgers Friday when Dave Roberts hurt his back pitching against the Astros. Crawford, it's a high bouncer down to Morgan. He feeds Metzger. His throw is too late to first. So it's a force play, 4-6. Mota going in hard to tie up the shortstop. So with 1 out, Jim Lefebvre the batter. They don't forget to look for the special slits, 16-ounce bottle display most everywhere. Bob Watson, the big first baseman for Houston, has had to come out for a very simple reason. In stretching for that throw from Roger Metzger, I think Bob Watson ripped his pants. And he immediately came in the dugout. And he wanted to be checked out. So Watson went into the dugout. His mates told him that he was socially acceptable. And he goes back to first base, but Crawford is looking. So Bob Watson, with a hole in his pants at first, guarding Willie Crawford. Richie Allen is at third, 1 out, no score, and Jimmy Lefebvre the batter. Meanwhile, McCovey has just made out in San Diego. So at the end of 4.5 innings, it remains Giants 3, Padres nothing. Billingham set at the belt, checks the runners, works Lefebvre, swung on and missed, off speed, and Jimmy out in front of it. Lefebvre singled in the third inning, but he was eventually erased at the plate. Crawford at first, Allen at third. 1 out on the fourth, no score. Billingham straddling the rubber. Now Jack up on top, leaning on his knees, and at 6-3 goes to a stretch. Strike 1 pitch to Lefebvre. In there again, strike 2. Jack Billingham has an excellent ratio of strikeouts to walks. It's better than 2-1. That's the sign of a good pitcher. The Dodgers lost Billingham to Montreal, and then he was eventually traded to Houston. Billingham ready, and the strike 2 pitch to Lefebvre, whack foul. Second deck off first base. Oh, 2, the count to Jimmy Lefebvre. Interesting note from our nation's capital. It had nothing to do with the pennant race, but it is interesting in a moment. Billingham ready in the strike 2 pitch outside ball 1. Washington was playing the Yankees in the 9th inning, and the Yankees were winning 7-5. Well, make it Washington was winning 7-5 in the 9th. Suddenly, all the fans came down onto the field and refused to leave. So the game was forfeited, and the Yankees won it 9-0. Lefebvre hits a one-hopper, dug out by Watson, steps on first, and that's all. So the run scores. I don't know, I think Bob Watson might have forgotten and thought that was the third out. He had a double play. Maybe he was still thinking about the hole in his pants. And the Dodgers lead 1-0 in the fourth. And the batter will be Duke Sims with Willie Crawford at second base. So Bob Watson short hops the line drive, steps on first, but he could have had a double play to end the inning. And by doing that, Richie Allen came in with a run. So the Dodgers lead 1-0, 2 out, and Duke Sims now trying to pick up Willie Crawford. So the Dodgers leading the Astros 1-0. The Giants leading the Padres 3-0, and they're going to walk Duke Sims and take their chances with the on-deck hitter, Don Sutton. The Dodgers 1 run, 3 hits. The Astros no runs, 1 hit, and an error. Here's ball 4 to Duke. So Sutton coming up. And they immediately waved to bring up Cedeno and Alou and win. So Don Sutton, who came up in a bunt situation in the third inning and was unable to bunt and eventually struck out. And that turned out to be a big play. The Dodgers got a base hit that would have scored a run, but without the bunt, it only loaded the bases. They finally get a run in the fourth on a break. Bob Watson making a mental error. The pitch to Sutton is taken low and inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Don. Dodgers holding on to a slim 1-0 lead in the fourth inning. Billingham, hands on his knees, now straightens up. Checks the runners, and with 2 out, works Sutton and misses low, ball 2. So Jack was in trouble in the third inning, but got out of it. In trouble in the fourth, and would have gotten out of it, except for the mental error by Bob Watson, forgetting how many outs there were. So the Dodgers on that break have a lead. Billingham checking, and the 2-0 pitch on the way, a strike, 2-1. George Culver and left-hander Wade Blasingame are throwing in the shadows down there in the Houston bullpen back of right field. 2-1 to count to Don Sutton. Dillingham at the belt and delivers. Fastball on the hand, slow ground ball to Metzger. Big hop, but he feeds Morgan just ahead of the sliding Sims, and the inning is over. The Dodgers get a run on a hit. There was an error of omission and an error of commission. And at the end of 4, Dodgers 1, Astros nothing.
It's the grand opening of them all. Continental Country Club and Estate, Arizona's new year-round resort community in the rolling pine forest 6 miles east of Flagstaff. We call it the Magnificent Escape. No other development has secluded pine-covered home sites with paved streets, underground utilities, city gas and power, fire and police protection. Discover Continental Country Club and Estate's 18-hole championship golf course. Enjoy superb dining and our exciting new cocktail lounge. Roam over 1,200 unspoiled acres of fresh pine country, afoot or on horseback. Have family picnics and cookouts far from the crowds. And in the winter, enjoy snow sports of all kinds. In this master planned recreation and residential community, pick out your home site in the pines at Continental Country Club and Estates. Map out your magnificent escape now. Take Interstate 17 north, turn right on 40 and follow the sign. It's an easy 2-hour drive from Phoenix.
To the 5th inning here at Dodger Stadium, with the Dodgers leading the Astros 1-0. But the eyes of the 50,000 are riveted right now on the message board in left field, giving the play-by-play of the game in San Diego. The Padres got 1 run in the 5th inning. Ollie Brown was safe on an error by Juan Marichal. With 1 out, Brown moved to second base. Bob Barton singled him home, but then Tommy Dean hit into a double play. So it's interesting to point out that Brown is an ex-Giant. He scored the run. Barton, who singled him home, is an ex-Giant. Dean, who hit into the double play, is an ex-Dodger. This pennant race full of irony as we go to the 5th. 1-0 Dodgers. Jesus Alou, followed by Dennis Menke and then Johnny Edwards. Don Sutton pulled, and I put quotes around the word, the dirtiest trick of the year. He aged Dodger pitching coach Red Adams so badly today that I don't think Red has gotten over it yet. Sutton ready, and the pitch to Alou is popped in the air around second base. Lefevre is calling, and the breeze will blow it to his side of the bag, and Jimmy has it. What did Don Sutton do on this day of a big pitching assignment? Well, he was babysitting with his young son, Darren, while his wife went to a health club and worked out. But the trouble was, Sutton had time on his hands, and he has a very active imagination. So he went to the drugstore. He got all kinds of gauze and padding and bandages, and he dressed his right hand up as if he had suffered all kinds of terrible injuries to it, and then got in the car, drove about a mile to the home of pitching coach Red Adams. And this afternoon he rang the doorbell. Adams opened up the door. Sutton held out his hand and said, "Gee, Red, I'm sorry." And Adams almost went down. Red isn't over it yet. And to complicate and add to it, Adams, who was really taken in, said, "What did you do?" The pitch is inside to Menke, 1-1. Sutton said, "Well, I was going to have a big breakfast, and anyway, I poured scalding grease all over my hands, and I just can't pitch." And for at least 30 seconds, the world had come to an end in Glendale this afternoon. Menke takes a strike and a count 1-2. But I bring that up to illustrate the mental attitude of Don Sutton going into the ballgame. He is not fazed about the so-called pressure at all, especially if he can take time out to pull a gag on the pitching coach. He's pretty loose. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Dennis Menke. A little high with a fastball, ball 2. 1 away, 5th inning. Dodgers 1, Astros nothing. Menke the batter with Johnny Edwards on deck. Sutton on the rubber, into the windup, and the 2-2 pitch on the way is hit to straightaway center, but it'll bend because the wind will bring it to right center, and Willie Davis makes the catch. 2 down. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Dave Fisher, reminding you we'll be on after the Dodger game with lots of Bafo Saco material and also our regular stuff from the Big Apple Restaurant here on KTAR Phoenix.
Two down here in the fifth inning. The Dodgers leading the Astros 1-0, but just as important, at the end of 5 innings in San Diego, the Giants are leading the Padres 3-1. Left-hand hitting catcher Johnny Edwards takes low, ball 1. Sutton has allowed 1 hit in 4 2/3 innings. The hit to Edwards. Clean single to center in the 3rd inning. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball outside, ball 2. Giants got their 3 runs. Fuentes singled. Mays doubled him home, and Dave Kingman then hit the 2-run home run for the 3. Padres got 1 back, so they're now in the 6th inning, 3-1 Giants. 2-0 pitch to Johnny Edwards, a half-swing foul into the crowd back of the Dodger dugout, 2-1. Boy, have we got a lot going on here tonight. Fan appreciation night, a full house. The radio broadcast goes to New York, not far in the east, to Hawaii in the west, and of course, our Dodger network. The 2-1 pitch fouled away. Skipping back up into the seats to the left of the plate, 2-2. The telecast is also being beamed to Houston. 2-2 the count to Johnny Edwards. 2 out in the 5th inning, and the Dodgers leading the Astros 1-0. Sutton, hands on his knees, has a look at Duke Sims' signs. The outfield playing Edwards to left. They give him most of center and right center. 2-2 pitch to John is fouled away again. Second deck behind the plate. Two and 2. There are defectors here at Dodger Stadium. There's only one mutinous sign that we can see in the ballpark, although there might be more. There's one small sign that says, "Go Padres," which, of course, really means "Go Giants." Pitch foul back. But these people have a lot of sense. So instead of saying "Go Giants," they say "Go Padres," and you infer the rest. Clever. 2 out in the 5th, 1-0 Dodgers. Sutton, both feet on the rubber, waiting for Sims to settle in a crouch. Jack Billingham on deck. The Giants went out in order in the top of the 6th inning. So it is still 3-1 San Francisco, and the Padres coming up in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch to Edwards outside, ball 3. 3-2. Dean hit into a double play. Now, that would be just about the bottom of the order. I would think the pitcher would be up for San Diego, Steve Arlen, or a batter, and then the top of the order. Full count of Johnny Edwards. Sutton reading Sims into the windup. Don comes to the plate. Fastball fouled away off 3rd out of play. I guess there are 3 songs on the Dodger hit parade that would fit. One was played earlier, Mañana. Another would be A Little Help from My Friends, meaning the story in San Diego. And the third from Guys and Dolls, Luck Be a Lady Tonight. Full count of Johnny Edwards, and here comes Sutton. Low and inside, ball 4. He didn't really want too much of Edwards anyway with 2 out and the pitcher coming up. Billingham has 9 hits and 3 RBIs this year. For Sutton, that's his 2nd walk. Steve Arlen, the pitcher, was due up, and he is not coming up. They'll go to the bench in San Diego for a pinch hitter. So it'll be a pinch hitter, and then to the top of the order for the Padres. 3-1 in favor of the Giants, bottom of the 6th. Sutton ready, works Billingham, and it's swung on and missed, 0-1. Billingham takes a stride at the plate as if he borrowed it from Jesus Alou. That same easy step into the pitch. Not a bad man to copy. Now the strike 1 pitch is hit right at Buckner. Soft line drive, and the inning is over. So the Astros are turned away in the 5th. At the end of 4 1/2, Dodgers 1, Astros nothing.
To be good at anything, really good, you usually find it takes 2 things, training and spirit. And there's a fellow in your neighborhood who has the best of both. Your Union 76 certified serviceman. He's a real pro with real professional training. Because for each certified service stripe he wears on his arm, he's had special training at Union Certified Service Training School. Up to 6 weeks of concentrated specialized study for each stripe he wears. And that means when you take your car to him, he's going to fix it right. Look for the stripes he wears. Brakes, wheel alignment, tune-ups, air conditioning. If he's wearing the stripe, you know he's a pro. And he has great spirit, too. He's proud of the job he can do, and you can trust him to do it right. Because that's what Union Certified Service is all about. So next time your car needs servicing, take it to your Union 76 Certified Serviceman. You'll like his spirit. The spirit of 76 lives at Union Oil.
Now, you have heard charges before. There's nothing new in that. But if you are listening to that charge, you have heard something different. 50,000 fans at Dodger Stadium were giving a charge directed to and at the San Diego Padres, 130 miles away. Well, George Orwell could really write himself another book on what's been going lately with remote telecasts and radio casts and people watching one, listening to another, responding to message boards. It's been wild. Rod Gaspar, who at one time played with the New York Mets, is coming up to bat for Steve Arlen in San Diego, with the Giants leading 3-1. Here's Wills, followed by Buckner and Davis. Morey fakes a bunt and takes a strike. 0-1. The only run of the game. The Dodgers got it in the fourth inning on a break. Is the strike one pitch. Wills takes low, 1-1. In fact, the Dodgers might have gotten that run on a tear. In the fourth, Allen had singled. Mota sacrificed. Edwards tried to pick it up and couldn't. It put runners at first and second. And Crawford hit into a force play. Wills hits a bouncer foul outside of first. On the force, Bob Watson, the first baseman, stretched for the throw and tore his pants, or at least he felt he tore his pants. That was the first out of the inning. Watson went back into the dugout, and they checked him over. He was okay, and he went back to his position. And during that lull, Bob apparently forgot how many outs there were in the inning. The pitch to Wills sliced down the left field line foul. And Watson went back to his position. Lefevre hit a sinking line drive that Watson short hopped. And with a double play in sight, Watson just walked over to the bag, apparently thinking it was the third out. Richie Allen scored from third, and that's the difference. A tear in Watson's pants. The 1-2 pitch to Wills is low bolted. 2-2 to Morey. They're bringing up Alou again in left field. Outfielders must have a nightmare of having a ball hit over their heads. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Wills hits a chopper down to Joe Morgan. Second baseman one-hands and throws him out easily. One away. Say, fire, police, and doctor are important phone numbers to have handy, and Pacific Telephone provides spaces in the front of your phone book to write them in. If you haven't done so, it's a good idea to do it at the first opportunity. Bill Buckner, 0 for 2. Dodgers 1, Astros nothing. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. The Giants leading the Padres 3-1, bottom of the 6th. The breaking ball over for a strike, 0-1. Billingham reading Johnny Edwards. Long jack ready in the strike one fastball inside under the hands. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, Willie Davis. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Buckner rolls it on the ground. Morgan plugs up the hole and on the edge of the grass throws him out. So Buckner taps to Morgan, 2 down, and Willie Davis coming up.
Willie Davis, center field.
The Padres had gotten a man to second base in the bottom of the 6th, but they failed to pick him up and they went out. So at the end of 6, the Giants 3, the Padres 1. And we're moving along with 2 down here in the 5th inning, and the Dodgers leading the Astros 1-0. Willie Davis has struck out and grounded out. He's 0 for 2. On the fists and pops it up. Menke at the bag, takes a look to see where the bag was and makes the catch in fair ground. And boy, there's a veteran. High pop fly. He calmly looked to see where the bag was first. So the Dodgers are gone, and at the end of 5, Dodgers 1, Astros nothing.
Schlitz, Milwaukee in the world. Life's a one-time thing. Nobody gets a second chance. So you live it with all the gusto you can, right down to the beer you drink. Why settle for less? When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
We go to the 6th inning here at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers 1 run, 3 hits and no errors. The Astros no runs, 1 hit and 1 error. The Giants are leading the Padres 3-1 at the end of 6. So they are 1 inning ahead of us. And the Giants, of course, 1 game ahead of the Dodgers. Don Sutton has been magnificent for 5. And he'll face the top of the Astro lineup, Roger Metzger, Joe Morgan, and Cesar Cedeno.
Metzger, shortstop.
Roger Metzger struck out and grounded out. He's 0 for 2. Richie Allen up inside the bag at 3rd. And into the 6th we go. The breeze has died down a little bit, but there's still a lot more than we ever have here blown out to right field. Sutton to the windup and delivers. And a bunt, a one-hopper, a big bouncer to Richie Allen, who throws him out. Buckner's had a couple of tough throws to handle at first base. Notably in the 1st inning, when he had to go into a runner, he dropped to his knees to field it, leaning in towards home plate to get Watson. And Bob Watson is certainly no man to collide with. And now he had to go in on Metzger to take one off the bill of his helmet. 1 away. The batter is Joe Morgan. Little Joe walked, stole his 38th base, and got the 3rd in the 1st inning, but stayed there, and he takes high, ball 1. Last time up, fouled out to Richie Allen. Giants 3, Padres 1 in the 7th. Dodgers 1, Astros nothing. Top of the 6th. 1 out. Sutton comes back 1-0 and misses low and inside. Ball 2. 2-0. Sims in a crouch. Wigwags a couple of signs out. Allen playing in on the grass. 2-0 pitch to Morgan. Taken for a strike. 2-1. Top of the 7th inning in San Diego, Juan Marichal will be leading things off. Now the 2-1 pitch to Morgan is a comebacker, speared nicely by Sutton, who throws him out. So Morgan drilled it, and Sutton stayed with it. In San Diego, Juan Marichal has just struck out, 1 out. Now they'll go to the top of the order. That would be leadoff man, switch hitting Kenny Henderson. 1 out in the 7th, 3-1 Giants. 2 down in the 6th, 1-0 Dodgers, and Cesar Cedeno coming up. Cedeno grounded to short, and then tried to bunt for a base hit in the 4th inning, and was hit by his own bunt. The put-out given to Duke Sims. Sutton into the windup, and the pitch to Cesar. Breaking ball inside, ball 1. Cedeno leads the Astros in RBIs with 81. Before he's through, he's going to lead them in a lot of departments. He's 2nd in home runs on the team, tops in RBIs. Swings, doesn't get it. 1-1. He leads the club in hits. He is right back at Joe Morgan in runs scored. And he leads in at-bats and in games played. Here's the 1-1 pitch. On the hands, fouled off 3rd. Allen coming to the mouth of the Dodger dugout, no play. 1-2 the count. 2 down in the 6th. Dodgers 1, Astros nothing. 1 out in the 7th. Giants 3, Padres 1. 1-2 to Cedeno. Ken Henderson has just struck out, so there are 2 outs. And the batter will be Tito Fuentes. There's a drive to right center. Trouble. It's going to slice up the alley and go to the fence. Davis chasing it. Cedeno is to second base, and they'll hold him there as Lefebvre brings it back into Wills. So Cesar Cedeno comes up with his 25th hit against the Dodgers. Boy, he has really worn out the Dodger pitching staff. And Bob Watson coming up. Mike Corkins is the pitcher in San Diego who has struck out Marichal and Henderson. You hear a constant murmur in the crowd, and you might think that they are listening to reports of the Giant game, and they are, but they are also checking their ticket stubs because there are some sensational prizes being given away here tonight. Bob Watson, right-hand batter, swings, doesn't get the first one, 0-1. Watson grounded out and fouled out. He had a big night last night. He had 3 hits, scored 3, had 3 RBIs. Tito Fuentes having a big night. I think that's his 3rd hit as he singled, and that'll bring up Willie Mays. So 2 down, 7th inning. Tito Fuentes at first base and Mays at the plate. Here's the strike 1 pitch to Watson. Ground ball up the middle, and that'll get Cedeno home. Davis up with the ball, has no play, and the Astros have tied up the Dodgers 1-1. Cedeno, a 2-out double, and Watson, who led in the Dodger run, gets it back with an RBI single up the middle, and that'll bring up Jimmy Wynn. Jimmy Wynn struck out and flied to right. When the Dodgers come up in the 6th inning, they have Allen, Mota, and Crawford. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Jim Brewer is throwing. Sutton delivers, and Wynn takes high, ball 1. 1-0, the count to Jimmy Wynn. Walter Austin said before the ball game, had Sutton got in trouble very early tonight, if the Dodgers had a run and he was still ahead, he would have brought in Brewer right at the start of the game. Wynn swings, doesn't get it, 1-1. He said if Sutton were in trouble and the Dodgers were behind very early in the game, he would have brought in Al Downing. But Sutton has pitched a great game into the 6th inning, and with 2 out, has finally given up a run to get tied. And now Brewer is throwing in the pen. Buckner holding the bag on Watson. Wynn way out in front of a breaking ball, angry at himself, and the count 1-2. 2 outs, 6th inning, a 1-1 tie, each side with 3 hits. The Astros with 1 error, that by catcher Johnny Edwards. 1-2. Sutton nodding yes to Sims. Watson off the bag. He does not steal bases, and Wynn takes in the dirt. It gets away from Sims, but not far enough, and Watson holds. The Bull, as they call him, who plays left field and first base, is not a fella who will take many chances on the base paths. He's 0 for 2 this year. But the Astros have a couple of rabbits. Cedeno has stolen 20. Morgan has stolen 39. Metzger 14. Wynn 10. The Dodger trademark of stolen base is disappearing. For instance, the Astros have about almost 30 more stolen bases than the Dodgers. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Jimmy Wynn. Curveball got him looking, and Wynn wants to pound the bat into the ground, thinks better of it, and just slings it away. However, the Astros get a run on 2 hits and leave a man. The end of 5 1/2, a 1-1 tie. Some days, Farmer John heads for the stadium but doesn't make it. He'll spot a group of youngsters playing baseball, and his car stops automatically. Ask him why, and he'll tell you he owes it to the kids, to do a little rootin' and tootin' for them now and then. After all, nobody loves his Farmer John wieners more than children, and the good farmer's grateful to them. That's why he makes his wieners as wholesome as he knows how. Every luscious morsel is solid, protein-rich meat, the finest and the freshest. Then, to make them positively irresistible, Farmer John gives his wieners a fabulous Western flavor by smoking them over native Western wood. You'll find plump, juicy Parmesan wieners in the delicatessen section of your market. And now many stores have extra long Parmesan wieners, the 10-inch wieners we call Dodger Dogs at the stadium. Except for size, both are the same. Parmesan wieners and Parmesan extra long wieners, wholesome nourishment for your youngsters with a flavor they'll flip over. Bottom of the sixth inning, a 1-1 tie. With 2 out and frontage at first base, Willie Mays has just struck out in San Diego, so the Giants leave a man. At the end of 6.5 innings in San Diego, the Giants are holding on to a 3-1 lead. The Dodgers, meanwhile, are tied up 1-1 as they come up in the bottom of the sixth. Richie Allen, Manny Mota, and Willie Crawford in that order. Richie has struck out and singled. He scored the only Dodger run in the fourth inning. Billingham delivers, and it's swung on and missed, 0-1. He took just a little off it. 0-1. The Dodgers actually have blown opportunities to even get rid of Billingham. In the third and fourth innings, they had the first 2 men get aboard with no one out. Here's the strike one pitch to Allen. Fastball, and it's hit by Billingham, but right down to Morgan. Joe picks it up and nails Richie, 1 away. Manny Mota grounded out and sacrificed and reached first base on the error by Johnny Edwards, who failed to pick up the bunt. The Mota is 0 for 1. Padres will be coming up in a moment in the bottom of the seventh inning, with the Giants leading 3-1. Manny Mota, right-hand hitting left fielder. Menke up inside the bag at third. Mota takes a look at a strike, 0-1. Jack Billingham into the windup. Strike one pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Billingham has been involved in 6 vital decisions in this pennant race. He beat the Giants 3 times this year, and he has lost to the Dodgers 3 times. 0-2 the count to Manny Mota. 1 out, 6th inning, a 1-1 tie. Next one is low, ball 2. Billingham trying to win his 11th. On deck, Willie Crawford. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Mota has a look outside. Nate Colbert led off in the bottom of the 7th inning in San Diego. He just struck out. So there is 1 away down there as Mota takes way outside, ball 3. Ollie Brown is at the plate in San Diego. 1 out, 7th inning. The Giants leading 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th, all tied up 1-1. 3-2 pitch to Mota. Fastball sliced down the right field line. Win in a hurry, and the ball goes foul. One hops into the lower deck, and Mota will come back and try it again. So a full count to Manny Mota. 1 away in the 6th. Each side 1 run, 3 hits. The Astros have committed 1 error. Ollie Brown has just grounded out Tito Fuentes to McCovey, so there are 2 outs in the 7th inning. And Marichal and the Giants stubbornly holding on to a 3-1 lead. Mota is jammed, hits a foul into the seats back of the Astro dugout. So Manny is still up there, 3-2. The Giants and the Padres started their game a half hour, approximately 20-some-odd minutes ahead of our game here. So it figures that they will finish ahead of this game. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way, and Mota takes ball 4. The point being that if the Giants hold on to their lead, the last part of the Dodger ball game will be for exercise and their own professional pride. But if the Giants blow the lead, the last inning or two here will just be bedlam. So stay right with us. Willie Crawford at the plate. Mota at first. 1 out in the 6th inning. A 1-1 tie. There's 2 out in the 7th in San Diego. 3-1 Giants. Billingham delivers. Swung on and missed. 0-1. In San Diego, Larry Stahl, left-hand hitting outfielder at the plate. Stahl pulls a ground ball to Tito Fuentes, who throws him out. So the Padres are turned away in the 7th inning. And at the end of 7, Giants 3. And the Padres, who are still scrabbling, are behind by a 3-1 count. Here's the strike one pitch to Willie Crawford on the corner, and the count 0-2. So the Giants are leading 3-1 at the end of 7, and there's 1 out on the bottom of the 6th here and a 1-1 tie. It is a desperate feeling, of course, for the Dodgers to know that there's nothing they can do about what's going on down there, and yet their future could very well be decided by it. However, they had 161 games to decide it themselves. The pitch to Crawford is outside ball 1, 1-2. But they have given their best shot, and they're right here on the heels of the Giants on the last day of the season. 1-2 the count to Willie Crawford. They're going to the 8th inning in San Diego. Giants leading 3-1. Billingham straightens up, a look over at Mota, and the 1-2 pitch to Crawford is sprayed foul off third upstairs, slicing to the second deck. The Dodgers have stopped hitting, or scoring at least, shut out last night, and 1 run in 5 innings tonight. And that is something that has happened to the Dodgers on most of their homestands. They just suddenly dry up. You remember they beat the Astros in the first game 2-1. So the Dodgers in this series have scored 3 runs so far. The 1-2 pitch, Crawford grounds it foul back at Gilliam and down the line. So in almost 22 and a third innings, technically, the Dodgers have scored 3 runs. 1-2 the count to Willie Crawford. Mota off the bag. 1 out, a 1-1 tie. Billingham at the belt and delivers, and Crawford starts a swing, checks. Landis looks down at Gorman, who indicates no swing. Harry Walker throws his hands up in the air in the Astro dugout as if that should have been strike 3. And the count to Crawford, 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the 8th inning in San Diego, Willie McCovey has led off with a single. So the Giants leading and trying to get some more. Two and two, the count to Willie Crawford. Mota inching off the bag. Billingham takes a look over there. Now Jack ready and delivers, and it's fouled back to the screen. Jimmy Lefevre on deck. Two balls and 2 strikes to Willie Crawford. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the 6th. Billingham at the belt. Another look over at Mota. The 2-2 pitch to Crawford. Strike 3 called. So Willie strikes out for the second time, 2 down. And the batter will be Jimmy Lefevre. 5 strikeouts for Jack Billingham. And Jimmy Lefevre has singled and grounded out. 1 for 2. Mota held on by Bob Watson. 2 down. There goes Mota. The pitch to Lefevre is dropped by Johnny Edwards, and he's stolen it without a play. So Mota steals second. It was a good pitch for Edwards to handle. It was high, so he didn't have to dig it out, and it was a breaking ball inside, so it got the left-hand hitter out of the way. But Edwards was in such a hurry to get a throw off, he dropped the ball.
Moda at second, 2 out, 6th inning, and a 1-1 tie. Lefevre trying to pick up Moda. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Lefevre looks at a breaking ball low, ball 2, 2-0. Duke Sims on deck. With a runner at first in San Diego, Big Dave Kingman is down there. Boy, he has sure won his letter for the Giants. He won several at SC. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Lefevre, low again, ball 3. Kingman almost hit a home run last night, but he bombed one tonight with a man aboard. And that's the difference in that game. There's a ground ball down to Joe Morgan. Little Joe throws to first for the out. So Moda is left at second base. The Dodgers no runs, no hits. And at the end of 6, Astros 1, Dodgers 1.
4 easy. Here all the bets, ladies and gentlemen.
Lady Luck. Who knows when she'll smile down upon you, or for how long? I'll tell you this. If you're in the market for a car, Lady Luck is smiling for you right now. 1972 Chryslers and Plymouths are on display this very moment at last year's prices. That's right. Prices are frozen at their 71 introductory levels. So if you take delivery now, you can get the only full-size cars with new styling, Fury, Chrysler, and Imperial, plus new engineering features. All of this at 71 prices. And when excise taxes are removed, you'll get extra savings that average up to $200. See your Chrysler Plymouth dealer, the guy who really cares about you, and see him now. Lady Luck may never smile so sweetly again.
All right, Vinny, we'll go along into the 7th inning. Let's pause first for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Hello, this is Dr. Festoon saying hi. We'll all be here after the game from Bill Johnson's Big Apple Restaurant on KTAR Phoenix. I wasn't going to forget you.
1-1 ball game here in the 7th inning. Houston coming to bat. Alou, Menke, and Edwards due up here. The Dodgers got a run in the 4th inning, and Houston came back to tie in the 6th inning. So now the Astros come to bat. Jesus Alou, who has popped up twice, steps in. Alou is the left fielder. The youngest of the 3 Alou brothers, Jesus Alou. Now Don Sutton all set to go into the 7th inning here at Dodger Stadium. Alou waiting, and the pitch to him, grounded to third. Big hop to Allen, up with it. Here's his throw across. It is in time, and there's 1 out in the 7th inning. In San Diego, McCovey is on base. Kingman is fanned, and Dietz is up. Here's Dennis Menke at bat. He has flied twice to Willie Davis in center field. Dennis hitting .249 for the year. He has 1 homer and 43 runs batted in. First pitch into Menke comes in a little high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Each side with 3 hits. The Astros put 2 together in the 6th inning, a 2-out double by Cedeno and a ground single by Watson up the middle, and that got the run to tie the score. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way to Menke. Breaking ball that's down low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So a 2-0 count to Edwards. With it to Menke with Edwards on deck. Menke, number 11 on the back of the gray uniform. Now the 2-0 pitch to him. Taken high, ball 3. It's 3-0 count. Sutton has walked 2 and has struck out 3. There are 2 outs in the 8th inning for the Giants in San Diego, as Menke takes a curveball for strike 3 and 1. Don Sutton, 16 and 12 on the year, battling against the Astros, trying to keep the Dodgers a thread of life. Here's the fastball, kicked the bat as Menke checked his swing and the ball hit the bat. He started to go to first. He hesitated a moment, and then Landis said, yes, it was a foul tip. In San Diego, in case you joined us late, the big inning was the fourth inning. A single by Fuentes, a double by Mays, and a home run by Kingman. Dave Kingman, late of SC. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way to Menke. Fly ball to center field. Davis going back for this one. The wind has stopped blowing. Willie's at the track. Makes the catch for the out. Menke hit a long fly ball to center that time, and we watched the flags, and there was not much wind. Earlier it had been blowing pretty hard. 2 away now, and the batter will be Johnny Edwards. He has singled and walked. All right, there are 2 outs. Edwards with Dillingham to follow. The Giants are out in the 8th inning, and we go to the bottom of the 8th in San Diego. Marichal against the Padres, and it's 3-1, Giants leading. And the Padres have the bottom of the order coming up. 1 ball, and no strikes to Edwards. A curveball that's low. There are 2 outs in the 7th inning. The Padres have gotten good pitching in the series, and especially in this game. There's a line drive in the right field for a base hit. Crawford can't get it. It's going by to the wall. Edwards around, heads for second. Crawford back to pick it up, and Johnny Edwards has a stand-up double. So again with 2 outs, Sutton yields a 2-base hit. In the 6th inning with 2 outs, he yielded a double, and then Watson singled to drive it in. Now Edwards has doubled, and Billingham, the pitcher, will be up. He has sacrificed and lined out to first. So with 2 outs, the Astros get their 4th hit of the game. With 2 outs in the 6th, they got their 2nd and 3rd hits, and that turned into a run. 7th inning, 2 men out, and Billingham the batter. Edwards has been on base every time tonight. 2 hits and a walk. Now Sutton delivers to Billingham. A curveball that's high, 1 ball, no strikes. Leadoff man Roger Metzger is on deck. We're in the 7th inning. 1-0 the reading. Now again, Sutton rubs off a sign, has a look. Checks and delivers. Swung on and missed for a strike. Good fastball. The attendance tonight, and it's a whopper, 52,684 have come by to see the ball game. So the Dodger home attendance for the year is 2,064,000. 2,064,000 plus. There's a line drive foul down the right field line, bounces up against the top roller. 1-2 to Billingham. So the Dodgers have drawn some great crowds. They've had 3 crowds this year over 50,000. They had 53,000 on July 9th, 52,715 on the 10th, and 51,000 on September the 8th. And now 52,684, which will be the 2nd largest crowd of the year. The pitch to Billingham struck him out. Breaking ball, and down he goes. The side retired. That is 4 strikeouts for Don Sutton. No runs and a hit. And a man left on, and the score at the end of 6.5 innings of play. Dodgers won, the Astros won.
Spirit. That's an ingredient you don't expect to find in a gasoline. But you get it, nevertheless, in every gallon of Super 76. Union Oil's premium blend gasoline. You get it in the form of 5 engine cleaners. 5, not just 2 or 3. 5, because that's how many Union Oil feels it takes to help keep your carburetor, anti-pollution valve, and engine clean. So your car will run smoothly and efficiently. So it will perform like it was meant to. And Super 76 helps you fight pollution, too, because a clean engine helps clean up the air. If you drive the kind of car that needs premium gasoline, then fill it up with Super 76, the premium, with 5 engine cleaners. That's the spirit. The spirit of 76 lives at Union Oil.
In San Diego, Bobby Barton opens up the inning with a single, but Tommy Dean bounces into a double play, his 2nd of the night. So the Giants need 4 outs now to wrap it up, and the pitcher spot due up in San Diego. Barton a single, but Dean his 2nd double play of the game. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning at Dodger Stadium, a huge crowd. 52,684, the 2nd largest crowd of the year, watching the Dodgers and the Astros struggle with a 1-1 ball game. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it will be Sims, Sutton, and Wills coming on. Duke Sims will come up now. He has walked twice, once intentionally. The score tied 1-1. The Astros have 4 hits. The Dodgers have 3. And in San Diego, Juan Marichal needs only 4 more outs to give the Giants the Western Division title. Here's Sims stepping in. Now the pitch on the way to Sims. Comes in for a strike, and it is 0-1. 0-1 the count. Duke hitting .275. He's had a good last half of the year. Jack Billingham locked up in a duel with Don Sutton here as we play in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now the pitch on the way, taken outside, ball 1-1-1. In San Diego, Ivan Morel is batting for Kirk Corkins. Bottom of the 8th inning as Marichal strikes out Morel, and the Giants need only 3 more outs now. The end of 8, 3-1 Giants lead. Is a curve strike, and it is 1-2 to Duke Sims. Well, with what's happening in San Diego, the Dodgers can't do a thing about it. Here they are locked up 1-1 for the Astros, but in San Diego, the Giants are trying to do it themselves. They have 1 more inning to go. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch on the way. Grounded foul off to the right side. That'll trickle into the dugout on the first base side. So it's a 1-2 count to Duke Sims here in the 7th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Okay, Sims waits again. Now Billingham checking his sign. Here's the pitch on the way. Curve up high for a ball, and the count goes to 2-2. 2-2 count. Sutton is due up next. No one throwing in the bullpen. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Duke. A ground ball towards second. Joe Morgan has it, makes his play in time, and there's 1 out in the 7th inning. So Sims grounds out, and Don Sutton comes up now. Don has gone 0 for 2. The Dodgers have 3 hits. Singles by Wills, Allen, and Lefevre. 4 hits for the Astros. Doubles by Cedeno and Edwards, and singles by Edwards and Watson. Watson drove in the run. Lefevre drove in the Dodger run with a ground out. Fastball to Don is in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Now again, Jack Billingham ready to go with it, and his pitch on the way to Don, taken outside for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sutton trying to get it started. He's had a good year with the bat. There's a swing and a foul out of play. They have 36,000 in San Diego. Chris Spires opened the 9th inning with a double as the Giants try to get some more off Severson. Ground ball hit up the middle, base hit for Don Sutton. So Sutton singles to center field. And Maury Wills will be the batter with 1 out in the 7th inning.
Maury Wills.
All right, it is 1 out, 1 on, Wills at bat, and in San Diego, a man on second base and nobody out. So here's Wills coming up now. Friends, your home team deserves the best. The fine pork products of Farmer John. Look for them in the meat department in the delicatessen section of your store. All right, Wills coming up. Wills singled in the 3rd inning. That loaded the bases. He singled with Lefevre and Sims on base. All right, Wills waiting now. Sutton edges off first base, short lead. Watson holds him on, and Maury pops it foul out of play behind the Dodger dugout. Strike 1. 0-1 the count to Maury with Billy Buckner on deck. Score tied 1-1. A good ball game going here in the 7th inning. The Dodgers and the Houston Astros. Billingham and Sutton locked up in it. Here's the look again, and the pitch to Wills. Taken low for a ball, 1-1. Morey having a great year. All right, a 1-1 count. Here again is the stretch and the look. Wills waiting at the plate. The pitch on the way. Lined in the right center field. Base hit. Here's Sutton around. He's going to try for third. Winds up, and his throw's going to come to second base on a long single by Wills. So Morey singles for right center field, and Sutton, a good runner, goes to third base. And the Dodgers now in business here in the seventh inning with Billy Buckner coming up.
Billy Buckner.
All right, Buckner will be the batter. Billy had a chance in the third to get a run in, but he tapped back to the mound for a forced play at the plate. And he's lined out and grounded out. Billy Buckner 0 for 3, hitting .279, trying to get the Dodgers in front now for the second time tonight. So Sutton singles and Wills singles. The Dodgers now have 5 hits, and Buckner trying to get the run in. Last half of the seventh. Here's the stretch again, and the pitch on the way. Buckner fouls it away off to the right out of play. The Giants have added a run in the ninth inning. A double by Spire, and Henderson gets a base hit to get the run in. 4-1, Giants leading in the ninth inning in San Diego. Now the 1-0 pitch. Bounce foul past the first base coaching box, and it is strike 2 to Buckner. So Billy's in a hole now, 0-2. Giants leading 4-1 in the ninth inning in San Diego. Spire and Henderson have had doubles. Strike 2 count. Billy Buckner waiting, seventh inning, 2 outs. Check it, 1 out and 2 on. Here again is the stretch now by Billingham, and Buckner waiting. Fly ball to center field. Should get the run in. Sutton back to tag. Cedeno makes the catch. Here comes Sutton to the plate. The throw is going to be not in time. Sutton scores. Wills goes to second base. Don Sutton comes in to score on a fly ball to center field by Billy Buckner. And the Dodgers lead now 2-1 with Willie Davis coming up. The throw by Cedeno came on through, and Wills tagged. And as soon as it came over the cutoff man, they had to let it go. Wills then proceeded to second base. Sutton is in. 2-1 Dodgers here in the seventh inning. Davis grounds it foul off to the right into the dugout on the first base side. It is strike 1. We're in the seventh inning here. Dodgers leading again 2-1. In San Diego, though, the Giants lead 4-1. Davis trying to open up a gap for the Dodgers now. Here's the look now on the pitch. Low with a curve, and it's 1-1 now to Davis. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Dodgers trying to get their 89th win, and they may fall short as the Giants are trying to get their 90th. 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Davis. Fastball inside drives him away from the plate, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1. San Diego, there are 2 outs now. Henderson on second, and Willie Mays is the batter. Here, Willie Davis is batting, and Wills on second. Now the look, check, and the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 2 to Willie. Went for a curveball, and he swung so hard he lost his hat. Two and 2. The Giants score another run on a balk by pitcher Al Severinsen, and they lead 5-1. That about caved it in San Diego in the ninth inning. 5-1 Giants with Mays at bat. The pitch is inside. Ball 3, and it's 3-2. So Al Severinsen, the relief pitcher, balks with Henderson on third base to bring in another run for San Diego. Severinsen thought Henderson was going to try to steal home when he balked. All right, 3-2. Davis waiting. Fly ball to center field. Cedeno will have to go back for this one, and he's there now. Makes the catch, and the side retired in the 7th inning. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 left. The score at the end of 7 innings to play. The Dodgers 2 and the Astros have 1.
Schlitz, Milwaukee in the world. Get one life to live, you live it to the hilt. Because second chances are never handed out. So you go for the gusto in life, and you take your pleasures where you find them. Like Schlitz. Why settle for less? When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
I will go along into the 8th inning now with the top of the order for Houston. Metzger, Morgan, and Cedeno coming on. Meanwhile, in San Diego, it is a 5-1 score with the Padres coming to bat against Marichal in the bottom of the 9th inning. So the Giants have 3 outs to go, and they have the ace of their pitching staff working. Here, Don Sutton warming up. Dodgers leading 2-1. 2 singles. Sutton started the rally to get the ball club ahead. Single to center. Then Will single, and Sutton took third, and Buckner scored him with a fly ball to center. Here's Metzger coming up now. And a pall falls over Dodger Stadium as they put the bad news on the message board. For another run, it's 5-1 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch on the way to Metzger. Fastball is outside low ball, 1-1 ball on those strikes. But the Dodgers are in a hopeless bind here. There's nothing they can do about it now. 5-1. There's a swing and a miss, and it is strike 1 to Metzger. 1-1 the count. We're in the 8th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. 8th inning of the game. Here's Don Sutton to the windup, and the 1-1 pitch on the way. Strike 2 with a fastball, 1-2. There's 1 away in the 9th inning for San Diego. Here's a bouncing ball hit over the middle behind second under Will's glove into center field for Metzger. A base hit to center field. And there is 1 on with Joe Morgan coming up. 1 out in San Diego.
Joe Morgan, second base.
Gary Jestad is at bat at San Diego. He's batting second in the order, with Jeter on deck and Colbert to follow. 5-1, Giants lead. They need 2 outs. Here's a pitch out. The runner going. The throw to second base. He's safe. Metzger steals it. For Metzger, that is 15th steal. Jestad has doubled for the Padres, and they're still alive. Morgan is at bat. Ball 1 count. Stolen base for Metzger. For the Astros, their second steal of the game. Morgan stole 1. Metzger stole 1. 100 for the year now for the Astros. There's a pitch low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. So the Astros all of a sudden have become a running ball club. Two and 0 is the count. Morgan at bat. Metzger leads off second base. Sutton set the pitch on the way. A high pop fly on the infield. Lefevre coming in on the edge of the grass, waiting for it, and has it for the out. So Morgan pops up, and here is Cedeno at bat. He has one hit, a double. There are 2 outs in San Diego. The Giants lead 5-1. And the batter will be Nate Colbert. So Marichal and the Giants 1 out away from victory and the Western Division Championship. Dodgers leading here 2-1. Here's the pitch on the way to Cedeno. Tap foul. Off his foot, rolls out toward the mound. And it is strike 1. Juan Marichal trying to get the last out in San Diego. Nate Colbert is the batter. Our score is 2-1 here, but it is meaningless now, as in San Diego, the Padres are 1 out away from going down to the Giants. 1 strike count. Don Sutton working to Cedeno here. Here's the look. And the pitch. Strike called. 0-2. 0-2 the count to Cedeno. 1 out and 1 on in the 8th inning. Here's the look now as Don Sutton checks again. And the pitch on the way. Struck him out. A swing and a miss, and down goes Cedeno. Strikeout number 4 for Don Sutton. Two outs here with a runner at second base, Metzger, and Watson the batter. He singled to drive in a run in the 6th inning to tie the score. It's all over. It is all over. The Giants win it. As Colbert grounds out and the Giants win, and they are the champions of the West, and it comes up on the message board, and a big boo follows that one as the Giants are the champions, and the Dodgers can't do a thing about it now except play out the rest of the game. A high pop fly near the mound. Wills comes in and waits. He has it for the out, and the side retired as Watson pops up. In the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on, and the score at the end of 7.5, Dodgers 2 and the Astros 1.
Friends, Farmer John is mighty happy to have shared in bringing you these Dodger broadcasts, and he's asked me to thank you fans for your loyalty to his products. And he's particularly grateful for your patience during the railroad strike last summer, when his fresh pork and other products were in short supply. As long as Farmer John brings the Eastern Porkers out here live rather than frozen or in cold storage, like most other packers do, such contingencies can occur. But shipping the porkers here live and dressing the meat fresh right here in the West is the only way you can enjoy strictly fresh Eastern pork and pork products. So Farmer John isn't about to change his ways. No, indeed. Farmer John hopes that during the off-season, you'll continue to shop for his products in the meat department and delicatessen section of your store. And, of course, he'll be back with the Dodgers next year. So, once again, a very big thank you and the best to you from Farmer John. Our best to you, too, Farmer John.
So in San Diego, Juan Marichal pitches the Giants to victory 5-1, and that clinches it for the Giants. And now the Dodgers trying to win this ball game and finish up 1 game behind, which would be small consolation, but they have fought the good fight. They put up a real valiant battle all year, and of course the Dodger fans, the Dodger management, extend their congratulations to the Giants, and the Dodgers, of course, proud of their efforts. Several times they were way behind in the race and pulled up to narrow the gap and really made a run for it down the line. And it is all over in San Diego, and here now is Richie Allen stepping in. Richie is 1 for 3 in the game, and there's a looper hit to third base, and he's out on a line drive to the third baseman, Dennis Menke. 1 away, and Manny Mota the batter. Here's Manny Mota coming up. Mota is 0 for 1. He has walked, sacrificed, and grounded out. 1 away. Here's the windup now, and the pitch on the way. Bounce toward shortstop. In for it is Metzger. Here's his throw. It is in time, and it's 2 away in the 8th inning. Now we'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Dave Fisher reminding you you're listening to the Happy Days station, KTAR in Phoenix. We'll be on after the game with more from Bill Johnson's Big Apple.
Here's Willie Crawford at bat. He is 0 for 3. Struck out twice, grounded into a forced play. Fastball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Crawford in there, left-hand hitter. 2 outs in the 8th inning. Billingham to the windup, and the pitch comes in too close. Ball 2. So we're in the 8th inning here for the Dodgers. They lead 2-1. Picked up a run in the 7th inning. Trying to hang tight on the heels of the Giants, but the Giants went on to win and take it down. There's a foul out of play, and it is 2-1 to Willie Crawford. At one point in the race, the Dodgers were 11 games behind after the games of May 26th, and they were 8.5 behind as late as September the 4th. To give you an idea how they pursued the Giants relentlessly, but couldn't quite catch them. At no time were they able to overhaul them. They were a half a game behind after a day game in the middle of September. After the Giants had lost the day game, the Dodgers came to the ballpark with a chance to tie it up, but could not get the victory that night and fell back to a game, and that was as close as they were technically all year. But they really hung tight and put up quite a struggle. A swing and a foul to Willie Crawford, and it is a 2-2 count. Quite a year and quite a race. The 11th time in the past 30 years the National League race has gone to the last day. And it's the 10th time the Dodgers have been involved in the final day decision during this period. The last time was in 1966. Dodgers lost the first game of a doubleheader to Philadelphia and had to win the second game to get it. There's a bouncing ball through the middle of center field, a base hit for Crawford. So Willie Crawford singles to center field with 2 out here in the 8th inning. Jimmy Lefevre will be the batter. He is 1 for 3. Drove in a run. In 1966, the Dodgers were playing in Philadelphia. The Giants were in Pittsburgh. And had the Dodgers not won, the Giants would have had to go to Cincinnati to play a makeup game. But the Dodgers and Sandy Koufax won that one in the finale. The Dodgers, of course, have been involved in 4 playoffs in the National League. Here goes Crawford. Here's the throw by Edwards down, and he is out to retire the side. Crawford is out trying to steal, and the Dodgers are down in the 8th inning. No runs in the hit, and none left on. And the score at the end of 8, the Dodgers 2 and the Astros 1.
Last year, United Bank savers earned more than $2 million on their savings. Now, that's a lot of earnings. And one reason is that savings earn more at United Bank of Arizona. United Bank pays daily interest, so our regular savings accounts earn on every dollar every day. Other banks pay only on the lowest balance in that account during a quarterly period. United Bank's top dollar time savings accounts grow faster, too, with interest compounded by the minute, not daily. It's easy to know how much more your savings can earn at United Bank. Just bring your savings funds or passbook to any United Bank office. We'll show you exactly how and why you'll earn more. Plus, we'll give you free checking with $500 in any savings plan. Open your high-earning United Bank savings account today. Member Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
To the 9th inning, and for the Astros now, it'll be Wynn, Alou, and Menke. The Dodgers and the Astros opened the season in Houston on the 5th of April, and the Astros won that game, and now we're playing the final game of the season here in Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers have made a change at third. They have Steve Garvey playing third for Richie Allen. Wes Parker, of course, came in last inning to play at first base. And in the outfield, Bill Russell is playing in right, and Manny Mota's out as Crawford goes into left field. And they'll bat in the same spots. Jimmy Wynn at bat, and it is ball 1 on the first pitch. Don Sutton trying to wind up his year with 17 victories, holding a 2-1 edge now, and a swing and a foul right back above it, and it is 1-1. Because we were talking about the final days of the season and the 4 playoff titles the Dodgers were involved in. They lost to St. Louis, to the Giants twice, and they beat Milwaukee in 1959. The Dodgers went right down to the wire in 1964. There were several teams in the race, and the Cardinals won it on the final day. Here's the pitch outside, 2-1 to Jimmy Wynn. Back in 1956, in their final days in Brooklyn, the Dodgers clinched the pennant on the final day with an 8-6 win over Pittsburgh. In 1950, they were involved in a historic ball game, beating Philadelphia 4-1 on Dick Sniffers, as Philadelphia beat the Dodgers 4-1 and won the championship on the last day to avoid a playoff. So they've been down to the wire many times before. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to win. Taken low for a ball, and it's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A huge crowd here on hand for Fan Appreciation Night. They will stay for the drawing for the many awards. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Tapped toward third. It'll be foul ball. In the background, in center field, there is a huge bus headed for the exit, ready to leave. That bus was to have taken the Dodgers to the airport to fly to San Francisco in the event they would have to play a one-game playoff. The bus now heads out into the parking lot and back to the barn. That is about the story as we sum it up here. 3-2 pitch to win, bounced wide to third. Garvey, one-hand pickup, throw across, pulls him off, and Parker gets back on the bag in time for the out at first base. 1 away in the 9th inning. So the bus driver was alerted, the airplane was alerted, the Dodgers were set to travel. But down in San Diego, Juan Marichal and the Giants had other ideas as they won 5-1. And now we'll go into the playoffs against Pittsburgh beginning Saturday at San Francisco. 1 out. Alou, the batter, he is 0 for 3. The pitch on the way. Bounced high at third and over Garvey down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. Alou turns, heads for second now, and holds up as Crawford fires it back in quickly. So quick fielding in left field by Willie Crawford holds Alou to a bouncing single to left. Hit number 6 off Sutton, and the batter will be Dennis Menke. Of course, in a pennant race, when you go so far and so close, there are a lot of things involved. It's like the bus driver has to go back. But think of the task of the Dodger ticket office and all of the front office people who had to work so long and so hard during the last several weeks, taking care of the ticket applications and getting prepared in case the Dodgers were in the playoffs. So a lot of things behind the scenes in a big struggle like this. We have a runner at first base now for Alou. Here's Menke waiting, and the pitch on the way, a pitch out, high and away, ball 1. One ball, no strike. Thomas is the runner at first base. We'll check his first name. There he goes. Sims with a throw down, and he's out. A perfect throw by Duke Sims, and Thomas has failed. There are 2 outs now in the 9th inning, and Sutton needs 1 more. Two down in the 9th inning of the final game of the home season, and game number 162 for the Dodgers and the Astros. This is a great ball game, and what a performance by the Dodgers to try to hang in there. But the Giants pulled away and did it themselves without any help from the Astros in San Diego tonight, 5-1. The Dodgers putting up a very gritty battle here tonight, but they're leading 2-1 here, and they lose out by a game to the Giants. It's a curveball to Menke, and it is a 1-ball, 2-strike count now to Dennis. We're in the 9th inning. Our post-game guest tonight will be the Vice President of the Dodgers, Al Campanis. We'll have a chance to visit with Al and talk about the season and the future of the ball club. Here's a swing and a foul out of play, and it's 1-2. We'll visit with Al and have a chance to sum up the year and talk with a very fine gentleman. A ball and 2 strikes. He brought him very close, made some great trades. The ball club is on the rise. The season attendance, 2,064,594. So good year. Strike 3 called, and the season is over. Menke is out on strikes, and Don Sutton gets his 17th win. Congratulations to his teammates. And the Dodgers somewhat dejected, although they turn in a victory here tonight and beat the Astros by a score of 2-1. Fine climax to the season. Don Sutton getting handshakes from his teammates. He pitched a beauty here tonight, but it was all for naught as down at San Diego, Juan Marisol did likewise. Here are the totals on the game. 2 runs and 6 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run and 6 hits for the Astros, and we'll have some more to say right after this message.
A lot of